Hello everyone, welcome to the Evil Empire. I'm your host, Evil Empire, and this week's feature is Karn's Engine, a combo deck that comes to us from streamer Kprinz, who was shouted out by Jerry Thompson on the Arena Decklist podcast about 2-3 weeks ago now, like mid-December. He was talking about this deck that Kprinz had put together involving a combo with Paradox Engine, and using Paradox Engine then to untap a bunch of non-land permanents, using Emery to play artifacts out of the graveyard, and some of the versions of this deck have used Jace, Wielder of Mysteries, as the win con to just draw your whole deck, which is probably a good idea in this version as well, but just because I'm trying to keep things interesting and not actually have Jace as the win con, what we're using to win in the deck is, once we have enough spell triggers, we'll use Karn to fetch Aetherflux Reservoir, and we will have gained so much life when we play Aetherflux Reservoir, and then on subsequent, combo, we'll be in an infinite mana combo, so we'll just keep casting spells until we can trigger the ability, and so eventually we'll get to the point where we can just pay the 50 life and pretty easily dome the opponent for 50. I don't know that you could actually have the time or the click through ability to go and pay the 50 life twice, if the opponent is like the life gain deck or whatever that sometimes can get pretty much infinite life, or up to 70 or some odd life, what is effectively infinite life. But maybe someday I'll aspire to do that with this deck. But basically trying to get Paradox Engine out. Use all the mana that we have from like a Kinnan or something like that to be able to just constantly untap Emery, play more mana producing artifacts out of our graveyard, and the whole thing, the dance just continues, right? One other interesting interaction in this deck before we get to playing some games. Jegantha the Wellspring works very nicely with Kinnan, but we have to be very careful about making the mana with Kinnan and Jegantha. It's a bit weird because Arena is gonna be a bit buggy with this, as it turns out. Like, I don't know what happened one game I was playing it where Jegantha tapped for 1 extra green, but no more than that. So basically, effectively tapped for 6, and I wanted to tap it for at least 7. To be able to activate Kinnan, but I don't know, maybe I just misclicked through that part. It's also possible, but anyway, you have to be very careful if you're taking advantage of that interaction between Jegantha and Kinnan. You want to go slowly through that part, because if I do that again, I'm going to have to look at actually what I'm doing specifically each time. And then the last thing to note here is we have, in addition to our Karn package to go get a bunch of stuff out of the sideboard here, like Ancestral Statue or whatever, to keep playing spells, we have a Song of Creation that's going to allow us to draw our whole deck, but just don't let the last line of text get you. You have to discard your whole hand at end of turn. That's the only thing that can be a downside with that. So if you are going to play Song, make sure that you're able to go off that turn. And that is Karn's Engine. So the second Karn the Great Creator deck that we've featured here, that I've had on the feature, and it is a pet card of mine. And I happen to own it in paper as well, and I'm hoping to maybe someday build a modern deck around it. Just it depends on, what decks Karn is good in, and at the moment he's pretty good in I think in Monogreen Tron. Does he still show up there? I forget. But also certainly in Eldrazi Tron, I think he shows up. Those 2 modern archetypes, we could be wrong, but anyway, that's kind of one of my pet cards, is Karn, the Great Creator. So we've had him on 3 different. I've had him on 3 different decks in this featured series. And so, having said that, we are now going to take some time to go play this in the ranked queue, and we'll see how it goes. Basically, if we play aggro, it's bad. If we play control, at least we'll get a little bit more time to pull off the combo. But anyway, infinite cards, infinite spells, infinite mana, all of the things. And we're not going to bother just drawing our whole deck to win. although that probably would be a good idea, like either having a Jace or maybe a one of Thassa's Oracle could be a good thing, but anyway. Let's have some fun. Let the games begin. Yeah, this is a solid keep, very keepable hand when you have Accelerant into Emery. So at this point we have turn 3 Karn, turn 2 Emery into turn 3 Karn into turn 4 Escape. And now we have even more because Mox Amber's going to make a mana for us next turn. But we'll see how it goes against Mono White, it looks like. Oh wait, they're splashing something? What are they splashing? Green? Okay. Mono White splashing green. Alright, so we need this to make green? I think green, yeah. Let's have this make green. And then we'll use this to make the red next turn. All of our mana on Emery. Mill the Paradox Engine? Oh, that's good for us. Yeah, are we gonna play this now? Well, next turn we're probably gonna escape or just Paradox. If we Paradox, then we can untap everything. And we won't exactly get, but we want to have both to be able to make more mana, right? Yeah. Yeah, we want to have both so that we can make the mana next turn and maybe use it. Oh, okay, that's a devastating blow. Yeah. Alright, so we don't get to escape or Paradox Engine right now. Yeah. So the mono white decks, or whatever, the Selesnya decks often have a Skyclave Apparition rolling around nowadays because it just works really nicely with the plan of that deck. Alright, so Karn is going to stick around for like a turn. What are we going to get? Ratchet Bomb for 1 doesn't terribly feel bad here. I mean, Boat, but we can't crew Boat is the problem. So we get to, like, you know... Wait, we can crew Boat with the token that we get. Oh, let's get Boat. Alright, let's make them very sad by getting Boat. Yeah, at this point, I don't really want to play that because it's not going to do anything. I'd like my cards to do something. This deck is really hard to pilot in sequence, so I think I'm making the right call by just holding these two. And then we'll Boat the Apparition next turn and get the 3/3 that we need. Oh, so they're splashing Company. That's why they have the green. Okay. What do they get? Another Apparition and a Lurrus. Okay, that's not great, but we can kill some of these things. Oh, yeah. Okay, now we don't get to Boat either. Alright, so I guess we lose. It's gonna take them a while to beat us. That tapped, Gigantha. So this is the turn where they get to start making angels. That's going to speed up the clock quite a bit. So we'll be dead next turn. Yeah, there's nothing we can do here. Oh yeah, make sure you make that 1/1 as well. That's going to make all the difference. Alright, that's game. Yeah, I mean, sure. It's a one-lander, but it'll get there, right? Right? Oh, what a surprise. Our old friend, Mono White, here to show us what's what. Alright, so question, do we Kinnan or do we Mindstone? I think we Kinnan, right? Oh, mana. Look at that. That means we can both. Now it's a both and. So this and this. And then next turn we can play Engine. Just like straight up play Engine. And then we play Emery. Now if they kill Kinnan, then we have problems. So please don't kill Kinnan, opponent. Why do they always have it? Why do they always have it? Alright, so now we need to draw land. That's not a land. Okay. So this into this. Okay, nothing too good there. Just Emery again? Yeah, why not? Okay, and we'll keep this one. Oh, we milled an Uro. Perfect. That's just what we want for this matchup. Now, we don't have the extra blue, so that's a problem. But okay, now we really need that blue mana to be able to block that Pride Mate next turn. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so now we're in some trouble. This, yeah, it's fine. Keep this. What did we get? Not that much. This, here. We're not gonna sack it because we want the blue next turn. It's 8, 9. We're very close to dying this turn. We take at least 9. Okay, well now it's a bigger problem. I don't think even Uro gets us out of this mess. I think we're just straight done. Yep, we're done. Just gonna get stomped on by life gain. Oh yeah, I mean, go ahead, just swing in. We're not gonna block at this point. There's no point. I mean, we could take another turn, but like, why would we? I don't really feel like it. Yep, just getting steamrolled. Feels good, man. Feels good. I am actually thinking about keeping this, weirdly. I mean, it's terrible. It's a terrible hand. It's a garbagey hand, but we'll get there. So they'll kill Kinnan. We'll ramp with Uro. Get to escape on turn 4. Sounds pretty good. If we can escape to the wilds, that would be really excellent. Alright, so it's down to 5. Is this a Neostorm deck, maybe? Sweet sleeves. I didn't know that that came as a sleeve as well as the actual art on Ajani. Or on the, on Collected Company, rather, not on Ajani. Okay, so we're gonna shock next turn for Kinnan into Karn. Or sorry, into Uro, rather. Oh, you're here. Yeah, that's interesting. Ketria, we could probably play off curve. This now. And this tapped. Yep, this is the Neoform deck for sure. No. Oh, we don't have enough blue. That's the issue. Okay, well at least we get to play our Mind Stone. And I think I'd rather Uro than Kinnan at this moment in time. Okay, another Kinnan. Okay, so that sets us up for next turn. We go Kinnan and Mind Stone and then escape the following. We'll probably be dead by then, though. Okay, so they're leaving up Valakut Awakening. Okay, so still don't have enough blue to do anything meaningful. So we will do something that is not very meaningful instead and set up for a big escape next turn. Hopefully. Okay, so then this. And then we can Giganta, go grab Giganta as well. Because we'll just have they'll have the 3 mana sitting around anyway, so might as well use it now. Yep, alright, so what are they going to do? Valakut, like we thought. Get rid of their hand, draw 5. That's pretty good. 3 mana, draw 5. I'd take it. In a combo deck, you would take it. Alright, so now we lose, probably. There's a lot of cards to draw. So, oh, we don't lose. Okay. And they bottom as well, which feels good. Okay, deliberate. Scry 2, draw. 1 top. Alright, they probably found what they needed for next turn. Alright, so what do we do here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think whatever it is probably starts with this. Okay, no Paradox Engine, that's pretty bad. This. 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 Pay the life. This here, I think? Or the sphere? I mean, probably this, right? Because it just gets us so much mana next turn if we live. Which we don't, obviously, live, because they're just going to win right here. Oh, it's like that. Okay. That I don't actually mind. Because now I can do stuff like this. Bada boom, right? Add some more green. Play this. Okay, that's another Emery. Okay. Oh, there's Engine. Alright. Do we live? I don't think we do. I think we just lose here. Yeah, okay, this is it. Well, that's 3 losses in a row. Let's go for 4. Yeah. This seems okay. Okay, so playing against colorless ramp. They top that? Okay. So turn 1 the Goose. Into turn 2 Kinnan. Just put down regular blue, I think is fine. Do we want to play stone? Yeah. Yeah, I think we do. It's going to get us to the Engine next turn. And if we can get the Engine down and get the song with it, that's pretty good. Yeah, I guess we attack. I mean, whatever. They don't have any of the creature lands or a Guardian Idol, so. Alright, yeah, so that's going to make their deck tick right there. That's the old make 'em tick. Yeah. It's a good draw. Do that. Okay, so pay the life, and then Karn. Grabbing what? Oh, Karn is so good against their Hedron Archive, by the way. Well, what do we want? Just Ancestral Statue? No, Spyglass. We want Spyglass for their Planeswalkers, for sure. Let's take a look at which ones they have. Ugin and Karn. Okay, so let's play Karn. Now, Karn's a bit of a problem because it turns off our Mind Stone anyway. And we can't counteract their Monument or their Ulamog. But we gotta cut off their Karn, so they don't have access to their yard. To their Karn. Now, neither do we, so we can't actually win. Which is gonna be interesting to see how that happens. Oh my. Okay, the opponent just conceded to all that nonsense. Whatever. I mean, that is technically a win. I'll take it. Silly deck this is. I mean, I feel like we need some of our creatures. No green? Okay. Put back a Mox Amber and an Escape to the Wilds. We don't have the red for the escape anyway, so. Breeding Pool tapped, say go. And then next turn we get to Emery and do shenanigans. Here, here, here. Looks like we're against Gruul Aggro, by the way. Or is it the Neoform combo deck again? No, Gruul Aggro if they have Mountain. Oh, okay. Maybe this is that weird... I saw one that was like... Yeah, it was like a weird combo version of Energy that wasn't using... It was like a creature combo version that used something else. Hold on, let's think about what we're doing here instead of thinking about the opponent's deck. Access to 1, 2, 3 mana. So this... Sack this. Make what? Blue? Sure. Usually blue is my default color to make of mana. This, this, this. Okay, so still only access to 4 mana. We need to draw land if we're going to get either Escape or Engine off. Okay, that doesn't feel so good. I guess we'll just do this. Okay, Cannon's pretty good. And then we will do this to pay the life. Escape or Paradox Engine? Well, I don't really know, but I think this. And then we'll escape next turn. Which we can do regardless of whether they kill Kinnan or not. Okay, so they're going to play Uro and not kill Kinnan. That's awesome. Please don't kill Kinnan. Oh, awesome. Okay, so let's do this. To start negotiations. Ooh, okay. So we hit a Song of Creation. That feels pretty good. Let's put this in on red. Play that. Oh wait, we need to float first. Yeah, 2 green is fine. Okay, looks like we're going to go off now. Just need to draw some good stuff. More blue mana, please. And more red mana, please. Or I guess blue or green are probably what you want to do as a default. Oh, okay, let's hold. Oh, okay, darn it, we didn't get a chance to tap in response. Oh well. This deck frequently bails me out of how terrible I am at Magic. Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Okay, so let's actually do things properly this time. And actually tap in response. Now we're gonna draw we're gonna draw our whole freaking deck here. Okay, so tap in response. Green. This. Here, this. Alright, well, we're definitely going to win with Reservoir pretty soon. Because we have infinite mana. Yeah, the opponent guessed it. The Karn goes and fetches our Reservoir, and we can just keep going off. I mean, even this Llanowar Elves in our hand can keep us going. And I'm back with Karn's Engine. And I think the record reflects kind of how this deck will do in the lower to mid regions of the Best of One Historic ladder. The 2-3 record sounds about right, given that you're going to face a lot of aggro decks, and the Best of One format's very unforgiving when it comes to combo decks, especially one like this that doesn't really have a lot of ways to contest the board, other than, like, let's say an Uro or a Giganta. And neither of those is really necessarily something you can get to very quickly, and you're just going to end up kind of playing from behind a lot of times against aggro. So that's one reason that when Huey Jensen wrote his article for Channel Fireball last, I think was like maybe the 12th or 13th of December, when he was writing about this, it was something that he was splashing a black third color as opposed to a red third color like I'm doing here, and like obviously as K-Prinz was doing for the Escape to the Wilds. The Song of Creation is my own addition, something that I added because I think the card draw really helps when you're going off. But the whole thing with adding black and getting to play Fatal Push and maybe some Thoughtseize in the sideboard or whatever they had in the sideboard, it wasn't a Thoughtseize, sorry, it was like a Vraska or something. Anyway, I linked the Sultai version of the deck in my article for this week on WordPress, so you should check that out if you want to know more about the Huey Jensen version. But at any rate, I felt like red was the better way to go, and in K-Prinz's version, where the 2 Song of Creation are, he had 2 of a removal spell. I think he had maybe Scorching Dragonfire as a 1 or 2 of. But I decided to go with Song of Creation just to give a little bit more combo potential, and I don't think this really wants any interaction, and that's just kind of the way I felt about it, but certainly you'll season to taste, as everybody does. But anyway, this deck is really fun and pretty silly. The opponent in the game where we really comboed off did not want to stick around to see what I was going to pull out of the sideboard with Karn, and I can't say that I blame them, but it was Aetherflux Reservoir. Although certainly very tempting to just use Ancestral Statue to continue upping the storm count, if you will. I guess just the fact that I had Llanowar Elves in hand and I knew I was going to be able to continue to go off, I just grabbed the Reservoir and kind of cut things short, keep it on a short leash. But I had a crazy turn that game, and it was going to be a ridiculous combo, so I can understand the opponent wanting to pack it in. But that's Karn's Engine. When he gets that engine running, man, Karn really gets that engine going, and he can run people over with it pretty quickly, blasting them out of existence, paying 50 life to deal 50 damage. It seems fine. There's nothing wrong with this. So, whatever your win condition is with infinite mana, infinite cards, infinite spells, have at it with this deck. Quite a bit of fun, and something that I recommend crafting only if you have just a ton of extra wild cards sitting around. because this one's not going to be kind on your rares or your mythics. But anyway, that was Karn's Engine on the Historic Weekly feature. This is Evil Empire, signing off.